Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Play on the laws of Minecraft with me, LawFromChaos. And it turns out this place actually does rain. I haven't made any changes, and I saw it raining. It actually snowing over here, so I'm not sure what biome it is over here. Let's see what. Curious actually now. Oh, Taiga. Very good. So we could get some snow. We could actually collect if we want. That'll be fun. So we got that. We've got everything over here. Got rain, lots of rain. So I'm actually gonna be slowly filling up, as you can see. It's exactly what we wanted to do. So I'm gonna give it as much rain as possible. And by the time we're done, we should have 2 buckets worth of water, which, as everybody knows, 2 buckets of water is enough to get infinite water. And so once we do that, we'll have all our water needs taken care of. And so I'm actually going to make a couple of wooden buckets, just in case you don't know how to do that. Very simple, for which we may be grateful. No, that's bowl. Maybe I don't remember how. It has been a little while. Yeah, my problem is that the wooden bucket at the moment, I think, is turned into the pumpkin because it's October. It's not like that, no. No, that's trying to remember how to do this silly thing. Well, let's look at the pumpkin thing. Yeah, as you can see, pumpkins. Pumpkin bucket. Oh, well, yeah, that's right. It's logs. That's right. I'd forgotten. See? Just in case you didn't know, or I didn't even know. We do forget, don't we? Okay, yeah, there we go. Pumpkin bucket. Yeah, I don't know if this is something new this year or what, but here it is. So, there we go. Water pumpkin bucket. And they're just replacing standard wooden buckets for everything, so it's kind of cool. Vegetable wooden bucket. It's on fire! I would not want to hold some of these buckets, it looks like. Okay. Alright, but for the moment I'm going to leave everything alone. And I'll be back in a few, and when we got more to talk about. We'll get there. Okay, welcome back. One thing I did want to talk about with water, well, there's actually a very neat trick to do when you're doing water on these Skyblock maps, and that is, obviously this is trying to redirect me, but one is that you can actually go beneath them, and you can actually use this to lower your build if you want to. See, you can go beneath it, and suddenly you have more options. So we can actually we could start building all sorts of stuff below here, but I'm not going to. And it's also going to start hurting me if I don't get out of this pretty soon, so we're going to get out of it. There we go. Okay, but for the moment we're just going to floor that off. But I did want to show that as one building technique, which is in fact useful. I love that they're pumpkin buckets for October. It's kind of great. I may be a little corny. That's okay. My wife would find it amusing. Or at least I can pretend she would. Alright, for the moment I'm going to leave it at that. Have that. And then I'm going to come back with when I've got a little bit more. Okay, so we continue now. So, as you can see now, the rain won't stop. It's always one or the other. It's always no rain when you want it or anything else. But one thing I wanted to discuss is that with rain like this, a lot of times, it's actually better to protect your barrels, so I end up making little arches like this. And now my barrels won't randomly fill up with water, because it can complicate some things that you can put inside of these. And so, best just not to do it. I wanted to show, I just made a little thing with some dirt over here. I'm going to start growing some sugarcane, which we got seeds for. This is what they look like. We also got an acorn. We don't really need one, though, because we already got oak trees. Those grow the oaks. We don't have any other seeds yet, except for we've got pumpkin seeds. We don't really have enough dirt to make it worthwhile yet. We got rubber trees. I may start doing that. because rubber is a very useful substance, and actually a lot of times you can use raw rubber in place of slimes, and they're very hard to get slimes here. So I'm going to save the bone meal for the crucible, which I'll be showing you later. We got carrot seeds. I'm not sure if I'm wanting those or wheat more. I've got some melon seeds. Again, going to be doing a lot of this stuff later. And you can see we've got the pumpkin buckets from forestry. I think I showed you those already, but it's October and they're celebrating. We can be grateful. Okay, so I'm just going to go plant these fellows over here. Ta-da! There we go. So we got sugarcane. I'm going to just keep growing that. I don't know what the ratio is for that, for making dirt. I'm hoping as we're continuing, everything will just kind of get easier as we go along. But we'll see. But for now, 10 billion crooks and such will be used to harvest all of these. And so I will come back when we have something more interesting. Oh, also in case any of you are wondering, the cooked fish is from my other base over in the overworld, but every time I teleport between worlds, it costs food. So I'm going to just eat that now. So I take a little bit of food with me from my other base just to cover the cost of it, because I don't know if I have enough to eat here that it would cover it. I just wanted to make sure you knew that. One other thing, I figured as long as we're doing this, I've made quite a bit of cobblestone from sorting all this dirt, and I'm going to make a furnace with it. Furnace is one of the more useful things you can make, because you can turn your wood into charcoal, and you can make more torches. But also we're going to need this to cook everything as we go along. And actually, why don't we you can stick with me here for a second while I plant this, and we'll see if this thing will grow. Which one of these was I working on? This one. Yes, I've tried to give myself enough room around each of these trees so I'm not in any particular danger of falling off. So, we'll see how well it works. Yeah, I'm hoping eventually get a little bit more advanced in the tinkers, and I want to get a lumber axe, because that would make my journey here much easier. Do be careful with the mattock, because it is designed for working with both wood and dirt. You do not want to accidentally destroy your dirt. So always do it at an angle. And then there it is. Rubber sapling. And if we break it, it turns just back into a plain old rubber sapling. But there it is. We'll see if that will grow. For now, I'll wander off, and if it grows, I'll let you know. Okay, so it looks like the rubber leaf, or the rubber tree, rubber sapling, whatever, is in fact one of the plants that will grow just fine on these bare dirt. So let's see if it will be dropping what we want out of it. Now, the trunk is where you actually get the can't even think right now. Where you get the actual rubber out of for this variety of rubber sapling. There's more than one kind of rubber tree, but this particular one, every time you cut the wood, you get it. Yeah, there's another kind from a different mod that you just tap on it with something. Oop. We got one sapling. Woo. Well, at least we got enough to replace what we put down, right? There it is, see? There's the rubber we're getting out of it. This is all raw rubber. Oop. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Small bits of lag. Okay, there we go. And we ended up 2. Excellent. That's exactly what I want. I don't know if raw rubber will compost, though. We can check. No, it's not going to compost. Okay. I thought, hey, you never know. Okay, but we got a good product, but it's not something that's compostable, but at least it is very useful. Let's take a look a little bit what we can make with it. So obviously we have a furnace now, so we could make charcoal out of our wood, and we could use that to turn this into rubber bars. There's a number of applications for machines and such we can use that for. But without any actual metal as of yet, we probably don't have much use for it. So we'll take a look at the raw rubber. Okay. So if we make a piston, we can make a sticky piston with this. We can also make torches directly with this, which is not a bad use of it, because each one of these suddenly is like coal. So yeah, we might end up doing just torch making with it. Very good idea. Actually, we could do stone rods, but at the moment stone is too valuable. Funny, isn't it? So yeah, we can get rubber bars as expected. We could use raw rubber as fuel. I did not know that. But it looks like it burns incredibly fast, so it's not something that's very useful for most purposes of fuel. Okay, so it looks like the only uses for it are to turn it into rubber bars or torches or les pistons. Alright, and the rubber bars. The rubber bars, on the other hand, have a lot of uses. Neoprene, I don't even know what I would do. I think that's probably for making the scuba suit. Not exactly applicable for what I am doing at the moment. Conveyor belts, if we ever get some metal and iron and redstone, conveyor belts may be useful. Rubber seeds, we're not in a position to do that with essence yet, but we may eventually be there. There's an empty container to fill. Again, not really anything very useful. We would need TNT, we don't have. We could do raw plastic. There may be some things we can make with that. So we'll take a look at the raw plastic now. So, upgrades. Mic record, plastic sheets. If we had Midacium, we could make gold dust with that. Okay, so it looks like the only real use for this is for these or for actual plastic. So we'll take a look at what we can use actual plastic for. Okay, so yeah, this lets us start doing the mine factory stuff, but again, we're going to need a lot of metal and other things before we can get to that point. Yeah, if we ever get a fisher, that would actually be very helpful, because it'd be the only way to get fish that I can think of up here. Other than using a fishing rod and some water, you know. Actually, that's not a bad plan. Now that I think about it, I'm thinking about fishing, and I'm like, you actually get kind of some cool stuff out of that. You get some leather, you get some other stuff. I may do some fishing. Yeah, tons and tons of mine factory related stuff. But nothing, I think, that we have any way to make anytime soon as of yet. Precision sledgehammer. I don't think this is what does what we want, though. I think that's for something else. A straw. Plastic cups, ruler. Plastic bag. I don't even know what I would do with half these things. We could make plastic boots, though. It's the first piece of equipment that I've seen I can actually make. Whatever works, right? Spyglass. Don't have what we need for it yet. Yeah. Not in any position to use most of these things as of yet. Definitely not in a position to make books yet. So yeah, we're not in a position to use most of the stuff just yet. We could make rubber boots, I guess. I don't know what kind of value they have or what they do, but wouldn't hurt. But now that I've actually seen it, I'm actually thinking a fishing rod would actually not be a bad idea. So a basic, of course, fishing rod. We can't make anything else. Just some sticks and some string, and we got quite a bit of string. Well, at least a decent amount of string from our adventures with silkworms. So let's go ahead and make one. Okay, so obviously part of our problem here is that we don't want to fish in such a way that we have a very limited amount of space. That's essentially what I'm saying. So I can do it like that. But the problem is that, see, lodges right in the wood, so that's not going to work. However, I believe if we go straight up, it should land right in front of us. Oh, not quite straight up then. That's funny. Okay, so not quite straight up, just a tiny bit of angle to it. There we go, we'll see if it... No, it looks like it's going to hit us again. Okay, so again, not quite straight up, we'll go down a little more this time. Hopefully that goes in front of us. So, yep. Okay, good. So, that worked. Now we'll see if we can fish. It's been a long time since I've actually bothered to fish. But in Skyblock, it becomes a powerful tool again. Because you never know what you're going to get out of it. See? Free food. Okay, so again, do this, come down a little bit. Should be good. Yeah, and I mean, as I go along, actually, I'm going to be wanting to increase the amount of sugarcane here eventually anyway. And so we will have a longer channel and it'll be easier to do this. But for now, this is what we got. Damn it. This is what happens when you get distracted. Okay, go down a little. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, people, I'm always helping people, so at the moment I'm like, I'm not in the position to do that. But I can't. I showed Artemer this place the other day, so I think he knows what I'm probably working on. I actually had somebody who I had set up on TeamSpeak a recording channel specifically set aside that was like, when I was in it, I was recording, and somebody tried to join it. When I just finished recording, so like they didn't mess up any of my videos with like the TeamSpeak's like somebody's in your channel thing. But I could not believe they entered my channel. I was like, what the heck are you doing? Why would you do that? Seemed slightly irresponsible to me, or thoughtless, I guess. Looks like they're working on wands. We may eventually do that. I don't know where we're going to find a node, though, because we'll need some way to get mana, and what we may end up having to do is kill mobs for it, which is so much slower, but you know what? If it works, it works. Okay. Oh, excellent. One of our things grew. Put that down. Okay, so things are coming along. I'll probably do some more fishing off camera, see what else I can get out of it. But for the moment, I'm just going to sift more dirt. Huzzah! And just some stone. Great. Really wish I would start getting more than just that. I could really use... I could use a lot of things. I'm going to put the rubber sapling in here because rubber trees are just, they don't always give you everything that they should be out of there. And I wonder about fish. I wonder how fish composts. I bet it composts. Yep, 1, 2, 3, okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like it was composting about as well as the saplings were. So that's good. So it's a good thing for me to do while I'm waiting for other things to grow. But as it is, I think trees are still faster until at least I get some kind of auto fisher. Once I get an auto fisher, I will automate that for sure. They'll have to have some kind of energy. Well, the crucibles from Ex Nihilo, you can use those for automated energy too. So I will do all these things. It'll just take a while. So again, I think I'll sign off at that point. We've done some fishing. We've gotten a rubber tree. We built a furnace. We've covered everything up. We've gotten water. So we've made lots of good progress in this episode. And I will spine everything back up again when we have more coming and going. Thank you for joining me. This is LawFromChaos signing off, and I will see you next episode.